Daughter Disney podcast. My name is Amanda. I'm here with my very lovely mother.
Hi, I'm Janette.
And today we are going to be talking about the Boathouse. The Boathouse is a restaurant in Disney Springs. My parents have been there twice and I've been there once. But we really enjoyed it, so I thought it would be fun to talk about.
Yeah, it is. A nice restaurant.
Yeah, so today we're doing everything to know about the Boathouse. So what is the Boathouse? The Boathouse, its official name actually is the Boathouse Great Food Waterfront Dining Dream Boats. That's actually the title. Yeah, that's actually the title.
They call those dream
website.
Boats? Okay.
Yeah, that's what they're called, yeah. They opened on April 13th, 2015, and they are owned by the Gibson's Restaurant Group. A lot of the restaurants in Disney Springs are not necessarily owned by Disney. They're owned by other restaurant groups or other owners, and technically they're just like leased out into the space. They are considered an American seafood steakhouse, and their short description is savor sunset views at an upscale restaurant famous for its mouth-watering menu and maritime bliss. And now its long description. 2 little paragraphs here. All right. Indulge in delish dishes from land and sea. Head to the Boathouse for waterfront dining at its best. From extra fresh fish and an exceptional raw bar to steak, chops, pasta, and other options. Craving more casual fare, the eatery also offers sandwiches, burgers, lobster rolls, and decadent desserts. Stop by any of the 3 outdoor bars and relax over craft cocktails or a rare vintage from their extensive wine list while soaking in some coastal charm. Afterward, take a stroll along the boardwalk that connects various areas of the restaurant, including its private and nautically themed dining rooms. So I feel like this is a good part to point out. There are a lot of like outdoor patios.
Yes, it's bigger than you think.
Yeah, it's much larger than you would expect it to be, considering when you walk in, it just looks like a normal restaurant, I would say.
With a
but there's
patio.
Yeah, there's more patios than you would assume. So they call it dockside. What do I have it here? Yeah, it's like called like dockside dining or something like that. And that is what the main bar on the patio is called. But there are more than just that patio. There's multiple patios. So there's lots of places to sit, and they really do, I would say, accentuate the fact that you can see the sunset when you sit out there, because every patio basically has a view of the sunset.
Yes.
So great views when you were there. I also want to point out too, this is where you get the amphicar tours. And so that is that little classic car that is like on land that can go into water. So this is where you would sign up for those tours. And that's why in the description of the actual place, they say the dream boats, because that's what it's referring to. So you're able to for instance, its official description is looking for a post-meal adventure. Take a 20-minute guided tour on the waters of Lake Buena Vista while riding in a vintage amphicar, a rare amphibious vehicle that can drive on land and float on water. So yeah, so when you're sitting there and you're having your dinner,
in a convertible,
yeah,
classic convertible.
So if you're sitting on the patio and you're having your dinner, you can look out and you'll see the cars, float by every few minutes, and they usually wave at you. And these cars can fit up between, I think, it can accommodate between 3 to 4 people. So again, like 3 people in the back seat, 1 person in the front seat, and the person who's driving the car will give you a guided tour. What that tour is on, I'm actually not sure, because we've never done it before. I imagine it's probably just about the history of the area, like what the different fictional stories of Disney Springs are, maybe just more things about just in general Saratoga Springs.
I didn't realize it was
Disney
only 20
Springs.
minutes. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not super long.
No.
And it is $125 per car for this 25-minute experience. So in a way, that's actually not the worst pricing in the world.
No,
Because
it was very busy when we were there. I got to tell you, people were waiting. I mean, there was a line and reservations for people to get on.
Yeah, so again, for like 4 people for like $125, not too bad for a little
ride around, and,
something that's quite unique.
Boat ride.
Yeah, it's not like there are that many cars that can float in water,
right?
On a daily basis.
And anybody that we only know one person actually took it. They said it was fun.
Yeah, everyone that's done it says it's fun. You can book the tours from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily, weather permitting, depending upon the weather, of course. And yeah, you can either book online or you can book in person. So right outside the Boathouse, there's that little stand and the person staying there, and you can book right there. And again, there's lots of people that's always standing around. They do a big send off.
Busy.
Yeah, big send off when you leave that everyone kind of cheers when the car leaves. So it's very cute and very exciting.
Yeah, because cars get sent off from the pier. You get in the dry. It's dry when you get in, and then it goes down into the water.
Yeah. In my opinion, I feel like they kind of look like they're sinking as they're floating along.
They're very low, yes. When you're outside of them, they are very low.
It looks like that car
water.
is sinking into that water.
Very low to the water. So.
It's a little concerning, but but it is the fun little attraction here at the Boathouse. So maybe one day we'll do it. I don't know.
I doubt it. I don't like boats enough to do it.
Yeah, I know when Ted saw it, he thought it was really cool. So I feel like maybe he would want to do it just as being in a vehicle that can go on land and in the water. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, not for us right now. But let us know. Have you done the amphicar tour? Let us know.
You guys can all go all wave from the pier.
And let us know what they talked about on the tour. I'd be so
I'd love to know what they tell you.
What the tour is about. So it's so interesting. All right, so the hours for the Boathouse is 11 a.m. to 3:55 p.m. for lunch, and dinner is 4 p.m. to 11:30 for dinner. So open pretty late, honestly. A lot of the Disney restaurants in the parks obviously don't stay open that late until 11:30. Even the restaurants in the resorts don't stay open until 11:30.
Disney Springs, though, is a whole different animal.
Yeah, Disney Springs Springs is definitely more of your nightlife. So you can definitely get there for a late bite, or again, the bars, of course, too, are open. I love that they have that official 5-minute close between lunch and dinner, like every Disney restaurant. So
I know, that's just so they can change out the menus.
Yeah, they have to have the official hours. So this restaurant is considered more of, I would say, like fine dining. Like it's considered $3 signs like online, and on average it's $35 to $60 per adult.
Right.
So again,
that's what any
depend.
fine seafood steak
sure.
place you'd expect to be.
Again, yeah, it is a steakhouse. So again, keep in mind if you're getting steak, it's going to be expensive. We'll get into the menu in just a little bit. It is on the dining plan, and you do get discounts at this restaurant. So for instance, when my parents first went to this restaurant, they had just opened, so there was no discounts when the restaurant first opened. But in present day, there is discounts. This is worth 2 dining credits if you were on the Disney dining plan. And we did get a DVC discount when we were there as well. I think there was also an annual pass holder as well. And I would assume that cast members also get discount too, but obviously I'm not sure about that. But I would definitely say to check to see if you're an annual pass holder, DVC member, cast member, whatever it may be, to check for the discount. And again, online it says it's 2 dining credits.
Right.
So
because it's discount only on food, obviously, not on the liquor.
All right, so now let's get to the fun part, the menu. So for the most part, the lunch and the dinner menu are basically the same. They don't really change over too much. So I'm mainly going to go through the dinner menu, but keep in mind some of these items may be slightly different on the lunch menu. So first we have the raw bar. That is what they really promote about this restaurant, is that they have a really extensive raw bar.
When you walk in, you can actually see a lot of the...
Yep, so it's specifically for oysters. So they have oysters on the half shell, or again, you can get however many oysters you like, depending, and they don't have this on their online menu, but the oysters will come from different locations. So when you are actually there...
Well, that's because they don't know where they're coming from at the time. They're getting where they're the most fresh at that point, so...
Yeah, so it depends, where the oysters come from. So in a way, I think that's always, good and bad. I used to love oysters. I was a big oyster person for a couple of years there.
I did it for a couple of years, too.
Yeah, now I no longer eat oysters, just personally. Just, your personal choices if you're going to eat raw food or not. But they have oysters on the half shell. They have wild-caught Sea of Cortez shrimp. So this is per each. So I guess that means $5 per each, right? So $5 per shrimp. The oysters on the half shell is also per each for $5 per each. They all have the jumbo lump crab and avocado, and a yellowfin tuna poke. I think that's how you say that, but the poke. So poke.
It's just poke.
Just poke, yeah. So that is what is at their raw bar. So again, this is when you first walk in, lots of raw bar menus. I would say this is really good to note as well, because there's not that many raw bars in Disney overall.
No.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I can't even think of another restaurant that has a raw bar like this. I know there may be some restaurants where you can order maybe oysters on the half shell.
You can order, there's 1 or 2 restaurants that I think do have oysters on the menu, but not like a raw bar.
Yeah, but not
this.
like the actual raw bar. And you can actually also sit at the raw bar too. I used to do that, where you sit at the raw bar and you watch them shuck the oysters right in front of you. Very entertaining, honestly. Again, used to love it, but
yeah, it's a nice atmosphere.
I'm vegetarian now. So, all right, they have their field day salads, is what they're called. So their salads are the wedge, the classic Caesar, a garden salad, a chopped salad, and then they have salad enhancements where you can add things to either of those 4 salads. You can add the New York strip steak, salmon, grilled shrimp, or chicken breast. It's always good to have those little add-ons there too. We had the classic Caesar salad when we were there, and it was great.
It was very good.
Yeah, love a Caesar salad. I'm always here for a Caesar salad.
Yes, it was very good.
So very good. Did Dad have a salad? I can't remember now what he had.
I think he had a different salad.
Yeah, did he have the chopped salad?
Yeah,
or
I think
the
he had the
wedge?
chopped salad. He used to love the wedge, but now he can't eat blue cheese. So
Okay, yeah.
that's out.
Yes, no more blue cheese for him.
Right.
And the chopped salad is the most expensive salad at $17.50. So of course, Dad's getting the pricey salad. So, but of course, it comes with a bunch of stuff like it's romaine, chicken, salami, tomato, olives.
Oh, I don't think he got that day. He
red
may have gotten a
onions.
special that night that
Oh,
they
maybe
had
a special
for appetizer.
salad. Yeah, because this has red onions, pepperoncini.
Yeah, that's
white
a big
cheddar,
salad. I
bacon,
don't think he got
artichoke.
that night. I'm trying to think. I can't remember what he got. I know we split the Caesar salad, but he may have gotten one of the special salads. Like maybe they had a special that night.
I will say this will be in the vlog that is on YouTube, but
He
as
could have
of right
gotten an
now,
appetizer too. When you get to the appetizers, it'll probably.
Yeah, as of right now, I have not edited that vlog yet. I haven't edited any of the vlogs yet.
Amanda's been busy.
Sorry about that. Yeah, life has been busy. In real life news, as of recording this, I got engaged last week, so it's been quite the week.
Yes, she's been very
being
busy.
engaged.
Plus with the new job and everything else,
Yeah,
she's
so
been quite busy.
Life has been quite busy. So all good stuff though.
Yes,
So-
good stuff.
All right, up next in their little menu, they have the Market Fresh Fish. So on their fresh fish, they have coriander seared yellowfin tuna, the Gulf of Mexico red grouper, and the cedar planked Gulf of Maine salmon. So these range from $31 to $40 depending upon the fish. I am not really a fish person personally, but my mom did get the grouper when we were
Yes,
there.
and it was delicious. I was trying this, like I said, this vacation to go outside my comfort zone. So instead of ordering a steak, which I would normally always order, I decided decided to start ordering some different things. And I tried the grouper, and I got to tell you, it was delicious. Even the corn salsa that it comes on
It
and
says
everything.
it comes with charred corn, baby buttered beans, sweet peppers, and sunflower chili butter.
Yeah, normally the beans would have turned me off, but I got to tell you, it was delicious. I enjoyed it.
No, that's good. And then did Dad get the salmon? I forget
Yes,
what
Dad
he
got the salmon. I think he always gets the fish.
Yeah, my dad loves fish. He's
Yes,
a big fish
he loves
person,
salmon,
so.
loves scallops, so he usually gets the salmon or the scallops.
So in the next section, it's called Sea and Shore. So here we have the pipette pasta with vegetables and garlic butter, the roasted cauliflower steak, shrimp and andouille mac and cheese, roasted chicken breast, and the Maine lobster tail Oscar. The Maine lobster tail Oscar is $65.
Yeah.
That is quite expensive. I mean, like, it is an 8-ounce tail, so it
Right.
makes sense. Lobster is always quite pricey. So I did not get either of these vegetarian options here, that pasta with the vegetables or the roasted cauliflower steak. I did think about it, and I think when we go next time, I probably will try one of them because
We're
I
going
would
to
like
try to
to
go
try
next
one of
time
them.
when we go. We'll bring Ted.
Yes, I've had roasted cauliflower steak in other restaurants before, and it usually is very good. Sometimes, though, you're just eating. I mean, like, at the end of the day, a roasted cauliflower steak, you're just eating a big head of cauliflower.
Cauliflower, that's
so
all you're
depending
eating.
upon your mood, if you just don't want to eat like
Right.
a big head of cauliflower that day, that's what you're eating at the end of the day. No matter how they season or dress
Right.
it, it's just a piece of cauliflower.
Piece of cauliflower,
So
piece of vegetable.
yeah, so I have had it in the past. It's very good. I don't personally make cauliflower steaks for myself because I find it to be very messy, and also I'm not a really good chef. So I think next time
They're hard
I
to
will
make
try
because you have to
that.
cut them really thick.
You do.
You do have to cut them very thick or else they crumble.
And those little head things, like the little sprinkles, they get everywhere.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. All right, in their next section, they call it the launch. So this is I guess this is kind of like appetizer, sort of.
Yeah.
So the launch.
Those are the
I don't know why that's
appetizers.
not first on the menu. It's later on in the menu. now
Yeah,
that
it
I'm
is.
looking at this. So
They just
this
have
menu
it
is out of
listed
order.
differently because they raw bar is their big thing that they want you to.
So the launch, your appetizers, you have the Maine lobster bisque, the duo dips and chips, the whipped edamame, fried Atlantic lamb strips, firecracker shrimp, blue star Angus carpaccio, poison chili calamari, hand breaded coconut shrimp, and the filet mignon sliders. And that comes with 3
I
sliders.
want to say that they had mussels on the menu. I think Daddy had some. That's where he had the spicy mussels. Wasn't that where he had the spicy mussels? No, that was La Trattoria. He could have had. I don't know. Daddy
I
eats
do not
fish
see
everywhere.
mussels on the menu
Yeah, I
as I
didn't see here
scroll
mussels, but
down,
it could have been a
so
special. Yeah,
Perhaps it was a special.
Yeah, because he didn't have the salad that night. He had something different, so it could have been one of the special.
Not sure, honestly.
But whatever it was, it was good.
Yeah, no, definitely good. Yeah, we didn't have any of these
No.
launch items because for our appetizer we had the Caesar salad, and we also got the French fries as well. So that's
Right.
in the side. So we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But all right, now in the dockside classics, there is the dockside shrimp boil, the grilled mahi tacos, and the jumbo lump crab cake. Which didn't you think about getting those tacos?
I thought about getting the tacos. I thought that was going to be my thing, but when I saw the grouper, I said, okay, let me try that.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got the grouper.
on these sandwiches, as you can tell, this is a large menu. That's
It is
why
a
we're
very
still
big
on the
menu.
menu.
I think the menu is very big, and what I have to say is it's very varied, so that no matter who in
is
your party
varied,
is
yeah.
going, they will find something to eat.
Yeah, for sure. Which is very helpful, especially when you have different, like for instance, I'm vegetarian, so
Right.
it's like I'm not.
Who likes fish? Who likes meat? Who
Yeah.
wants a sandwich? Who wants a steak? Who
Yeah,
wants?
and now we're getting into the
Yes.
sandwiches, which you have the classic cheeseburger. So you have burgers, the grilled.
And they looked good. The cheeseburgers. I saw them come, and they were like, "Ooh, those look good."
There's the grilled fresh mahi sandwich, the Maine style lobster roll, which my mom also thought about.
That was
getting.
one of the other choices I was possibly going to get.
And the
That
yacht,
looked good too when it was served. To
And the
somebody.
last sandwich is the Yacht Club, which is turkey breast, cucumber, bacon, lettuce, and tomatoes. So kind of your classic like club sandwich. So those all look good too because we saw them all coming out.
Yeah,
so
so all this stuff coming out, it all looked good when people were getting it.
All right, and then the last like entree section is the Gibson's Heritage Steaks. So these are the different types of steaks that you can order. So we have the New York and fries, the filet mignon, the petite filet mignon, the New York strip, the boneless ribeye, the T-bone, and then of course you have your steak enhancements. So you can add to any steak a Maine lobster tail, a classic Oscar, lobster Oscar, roasted garlic and macré de butter, or Béarnaise sauce, and there's also a Bordelaise sauce too. So a
Yeah, I'm
couple
telling you,
different sauces.
so many choices.
Yeah, you can make it into surf and turf if you want. So
Yeah.
definitely lots of options. The steaks definitely range in price from $38 to $67.
Right.
And
Normal.
so again, normal prices I would say for steak. So I would
Steaks,
say
right.
reasonably priced. I don't think there's not like over $100 for any of these steaks or anything.
Right.
So yeah, good steaks. Now, again, none of us had steak. But I'm
No,
sure they're
I
great
find
steaks.
that, especially when it was hot, it was very, very hot. It was it was like a long day. I find that steak becomes heavy for me. And that's why, like I said, I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone.
For sure.
But all the stuff that was coming out past us looked very good.
All right, so now on the sides to share. So there's the regular fresh cut fries, the truffle fries, which were so good.
Which
These are
is
some
Amanda
of-
always wants to try, so we have
some of
truffle
the-
fries.
Some of the best truffle fries you've had.
Right.
A baked potato, red potatoes, the mac and cheese. This is actually what I got for my entree was their side mac and cheese. And he did tell us before we ordered that the sides were very large, that
Large.
they were large portions.
That's a steakhouse.
Yeah, so that's why I knew when I got it, I knew it could be my entree. So I did get it as an entree. I will say the mac and cheese was good, but it is not as good as other mac and cheeses I've had in Disney World. So for instance, Steakhouse 71 and Les Cellier and Epcot both had better mac and cheeses than I think this one was. To the point where I think I actually wouldn't even order this one again. I would definitely try something else in the menu. Again, that's not to say it was bad. It was very good, but it was made with it says here, the Merck's Wisconsin cheddar cheese sauce, which was very good, but I think I just prefer the lighter cheese sauces versus the very heavy, very cheddar cheese sauces. I think Steakhouse 71 and Les Cellier do like mixed cheeses. So they're a little bit lighter. So I do think I prefer that. I also prefer the pasta shapes in Steakhouse 71 and Les Cellier as well. So again, just my personal opinion. They were still very good though, so I still recommend getting it if you would like to. And again, they do have that entree with the seafood on top of the mac and cheese too. So apparently that's supposed to be phenomenal as well if you like seafood mac and cheese. All right, they also have grilled asparagus, the roasted jumbo sweet potato, and baby carrots and broccolini. So on their kids entrees, I'll just read through these as well. They have grilled salmon, a Blue Star Angus burger, chicken tenders, popcorn shrimp, and macaroni and cheese as well. So again, lots of good options for the kids too. And on their dessert menu, we did not get dessert here. However, some of these desserts looked wild.
Oh God, yes, and big.
For instance, so the regular desserts they have that are like $10 to $14, they have a blackberry cheesecake, an old-fashioned strawberry shortcake, a caramel apple bread pudding, and a key lime pie. Then they had these, oh my God, it just says serves to. They have these two cakes that are massive.
Yes, it does say serve to on the menu.
They have the triple chocolate layer cake for $26 and the macadamia turtle pie for $27. And each one does say serves to.
Two, okay.
I would argue that they serve 3 to 4.
Oh God, it was big.
When I
People
say
next
they
to us
were
got
massive,
Yes.
I would say that is not just serving 2. It was like a quarter of a cake.
Yes, you could eat, the whole table could eat that.
Yeah, it was like a quarter of a cake. Even the macadamia turtle pie, a quarter of a pie.
Yes.
Like
it was big.
massive.
Yes.
So I would say maybe serves 3, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, like definitely up to your discretion. You can
Unless you're somebody who really is waiting for dessert.
Yeah, you can definitely take the food home too. Of course, everyone was packing up their cakes in their to-go boxes, and so it is quite the serving when they bring it to you with this big fork just stuck in the top. This gigantic cake. So, but quite the serving. And then of course for drinks, there's lots of different drinks. They have beer, they have craft beers, they have wines, sparkling wines, they have different cocktails. They have lots of different signature cocktails. You got the margarita, right?
Right, margarita was good.
Yeah, they do have a signature margarita. So my mom got that, and I think my dad got wine, and I had a Sprite. I didn't have any alcohol that night.
Drinking, right?
Yeah, they do have some signature cocktails. I think if I was in the mood for something, I probably would have gotten the blueberry lemonade. I've recently kind of been into those vodka lemonades because they're pretty good. Shannon got me into them. My best friend, she always does. She loves lemonade. I'm not really a big lemonade drinker anymore in my adulthood, but the spiked lemonades, they'll all definitely try. Although I kind of want to try to get into martinis because a lot of people said I would probably like martinis.
Yes, but you can't.
I've never had a martini.
You drink liquor, you cannot drink a martini.
Yeah, I've never had a martini.
That's like the highest
life.
liquor content you can drink. There's like nothing in there except liquor.
Yeah, I know. But a lot of people say
I'd stay away from the martinis.
A lot of people say I probably would.
You
like
probably like them because they have a nice flavor. Like different ones have, especially if you have.
And
like
they're so cute in those little glasses.
Yes, and if you have like a key lime margarita, a martini, or a Godiva martini, or any of those nice flavored martinis, but they are all liquor. So
well, the Boathouse signature.
Amanda
martini,
is a light drinker.
The Boathouse signature martini is a lemon drop martini.
Yes,
so.
Well, that's good. I've had lemon drop martinis. They do. They taste like lemonade, but they're pure liquor.
Well, maybe next time we go, maybe I'll get that.
Yes,
and then
they're very sneaky.
I'll be dancing to the bus.
Yes,
back to the
they're very sneaky.
That'll be
as long as we don't have to carry you to the bus.
I know my fiance will have to carry me.
Yes, he'll have to carry you.
So. They also have some after dinner dessert drinks as well. So they do have a key lime pie martini.
Told you,
that.
those are good. I had one of those in the Tommy Bahama restaurant in Orlando one time, and that was the first time I had ever had one. And it came with like the graham crackers around the edge, and it tastes just like a key lime pie.
I've never had a key lime pie though.
Yes,
yeah.
Martinis can taste. Well, when we used to go to Philadelphia, I used to get the Philadelphia pretzel martinis. Yeah. I mean, they do taste like what they tell you they're going to taste like.
No, well, that's why I always want to try like the chocolate martinis.
Yeah, those you probably should start with that one.
I've never had one.
That's a dessert.
Well, here they also have the Lake Buena Vista Irish coffee and the port wine by the glass for their after dinner dessert drinks.
Yeah. It is a total service restaurant, that's for sure.
They also have a service of whiskey and bourbon, so various whiskey and bourbons, and also various scotch as well. Right. So again, a very
that's
big
a steakhouse. It's having your dinner drinks after dinner, especially.
Yeah, a very big liquor menu, I would say too. And some of these scotches. So for instance, let's see, the most expensive one here is the Balvian Portwood 21 year from Scotland. How much do you think the Balvian Portwood would
150
be?
a glass.
No, 77.25.
Oh, that's cheap.
Yeah.
I've seen some of them up to 150 a glass. So
No, so I guess they're getting the cheapy ones here.
Yes.
so that is the full menu for the Boathouse Great Food Waterfront Dining Dream Boats. The full title of the Boathouse.
The only thing I'd like to add is that I think we ate outside both times. Joe and I ate on the first balcony, which I didn't even know there were all those other balconies when we had first eaten there. I thought it was just that little small balcony outside. So when we asked to eat outside, and they said, oh yeah, and they brought us to one place which was very sunny. And when we said, oh, it's really in the sun, they just moved us to another balcony, and it was just perfect, right there by the water and stuff. I find that the inside of the restaurant is very noisy.
Yeah, when you walk through.
When you walk through, there's lots of big tables. They also do accommodate a lot of big parties. So there's a lot of big tables and a lot of stuff. And the rooms are crowded. So when we went to go walk through, even to use the ladies' room or to get out or do whatever, it is very, very noisy inside. Acoustics are that you're going to be in a lot of noise, where outside it's a little less noisy. So according to what kind of atmosphere you want, it's a different atmosphere inside and outside.
And I'll say too, when we went, because of the weather that day, it was very windy on the patio. So it was windy basically the whole night. The wind eventually died down as the sun went down, but it was windy too. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, weather does affect that. Like I said, the first night Joe and I went, it was perfect weather. So we were like, wow, this is really nice. And when we went that night, it was a little breezy because we were kind of in a cross breeze area. But after a while, the wind died down. But it is beautiful to sit outside. To us, we're in Florida. We came from here, which the weather was like 40 degrees and rainy. And we went to Florida and said, oh, we want to be outside, So it was very nice.
And also to note too, again, they have that bar on the patio, but there is a bar inside as well.
Yes.
So you can't really see it when you first walk into the restaurant. You have to really walk into the restaurant to see it.
Because the oyster bar is the first thing you see, and
but
then
there
you go
is
past
a regular liquor bar too in the restaurant that you can go
in there and
well.
have a drink, especially even when you're waiting for your table or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. But so we would definitely recommend the Boathouse. It was really great. When we went, we're definitely going to go back as well because it was so good.
Next vacation, we'll make sure we make a reservation.
Yeah, for sure. So it's definitely
That was one of those restaurants that we kept trying to go.
Yes.
And, we kept putting, somehow it was always at the end of the week. And then somehow at
I
the
think
end.
it's because it's an expensive restaurant. So we're like, oh, we'll celebrate the last vacation.
Right,
with
at the
really
end,
nice
like we're in
meal.
Disney Springs at the end. So every time we tried to make it, like 2 or 3 times, we had to cancel. For some reason or another, that it went off the wayside. So we said, okay, we're going this time. So we made it this time at the beginning.
Yes.
So that was the first
Our first
restaurant
night,
we went to.
We had no choice
Yes,
but to
we had
go.
no choice because they do. Oh, that's another thing. When you make your reservation on Open Table, they do take a credit card.
Yes.
So you have to cancel. You cannot just at the last minute say, oh, I don't want to go. So once we did that, we said, okay, we're going. We're going to be there. So we made it at the beginning of the trip this time, and it worked out very well.
Actually, the restaurant we went to last night took a credit card too, if I canceled.
Oh, yeah. Most of the big ones do now.
Yeah, a lot of steakhouses tend to take credit cards these days. So
Yes.
I think you have to cancel within a certain time and you don't get charged.
I think it's 20. A lot of them say 24 hours.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
of course, if there's a big thing you can do, but a lot of them do say 24 hours. They want to know that you're canceling.
For sure. But let us know, have you gone to the Boathouse? What did you guys order? What was your experience? Let us know on our Instagram. It will be linked in the description. So just go to the link tree and that is the easiest way to find it. If you just want to search for us, our handle is almost Amanda X. It is technically just my personal account at this point because I'm kind of transitioning over all of our social media, but it will say like Mother-Daughter Disney Podcast in the description, and that's how you know it is us. And we will have a dedicated Instagram post for the Boathouse as well on the Instagram. So you can let us know, what did you order? How did you like it? And would you go back as well? Let us know what you got so we can try it next time. All right, so now just for a little bit of Disney news, sticking to Disney Springs, the new drone show has officially started in Disney Springs. It is going off at 9 p.m. and then another showing at 10:45 p.m. between May 24th to September 2nd. So it's just going to be a summer show, not going to be in the winter. And there are a lot of crowds for this, especially for that first showing at 9 p.m. Lots of crowds to the point where people are saying they can't even move, in Disney Springs.
Just think about what the buses and the transportation are when the show ends.
For sure. I'm again, especially for that 9 p.m. showing. So perhaps it seems like people are saying the 10:45 one's a little bit less, of course, because it's much later at night. But I definitely suggest trying to do the 10:45 if you can. I mean, like personally, I would never do that because that is too late at night. For me, that is so
We'd
late.
be falling asleep.
Yeah, so we would definitely have to do the 9 p.m. I've also heard too that you need to get a good spot for it because for any drone shows are really meant to be seen from one angle, if I'm being honest, unfortunately. So it's not a 360 show. You can see it from like behind as well, like at Saratoga Springs too. It'll just be a little bit backwards. But you can, for the most part, we'll still be able to see the whole show as well. But people are saying that you need to get that good spot that's kind of by like the Lego store is what it seems like. like sort of in that area to have a really good view. So I would love to see this drone show because it looks so cool. And if you've seen the videos, trust me when I say it will look even better in person. I've only seen one drone.
It does look very, very, very good. But as an older person, I'm like, okay, that just means I have to get on the bus before 9 o'clock.
I think we should try to see it because I think it would
well,
be
we
really
won't be
good.
there this summer, so.
Yeah, I think it would be really good though.
Yeah.
And again, I've only seen one drone show ever, and it was at Disneyland Paris. And it wasn't even a drone show. It was like the most basic drones in the sky, just kind of showing like the 30 in the sky for the 30th celebration.
Right.
So I can't imagine actually seeing a legitimate drone show. And I will say any video or photo you've seen of it will not do, I haven't even seen it, but it will not do it justice. Drone shows I think are really incredible and very unique if you've never seen one before.
Right. I would think the restaurants that are on that side that have like views of the lake, they're probably booking now, like, 10 o'clock dinners.
I know, right? Everyone kind of get there.
Everybody
so
wants
they
a 10 o'clock dinner or a
they'll
9
get
o'clock
a good view
dinner.
of it. So definitely make sure, like, if you've seen the drone show too, let us know what you thought of it, because some people are saying that they don't like that there isn't a 360 viewing of it, which I definitely agree that it is hard when there isn't a 360 viewing.
Yeah, that just jams everybody into one area.
Yeah, for sure. And then again, it just causes more crowding and more stampedes basically and stuff. And I wonder too, maybe if it'll be better like when we get closer to August when it's not as new anymore. Because again, this is the first drone show that Disney has done, so that's also why it's such a big deal.
So you also have the locals coming in because Disney Springs is not someplace where they can block out annual passes or anything.
This is a free show that
this is a free show that even the locals can come and see. So that just adds to the volume.
Mm-hmm. So again, I think it's great that they're finally doing a drone show, and I feel like this is a very much a pilot drone show, and I think eventually they probably will do one in the parks.
Yeah, this is a pilot program to see how it works.
Yeah, to see how it works, to see if they're able to do it. Again, they have a lot more sky space right there as well in Disney Springs.
Well, once they see the crowds and stuff, because I saw a couple of articles that said they were totally unprepared for the amount of crowds that they had. Yeah. Maybe they'll realize that they need to spread it out a little bit more and have more viewing areas that people could funnel into as opposed to, because that's also a hazard to have that many people trying to funnel into one area.
So my proposal is that I think they should do a drone show in Animal Kingdom, because right now Animal Kingdom has no nighttime shows at all.
No.
I think the tricky part about that is that Animal Kingdom doesn't stay open late is the problem.
No.
So that is the problem with Animal Kingdom. However, I think they could do an after hours event in Animal Kingdom that features the drone show. So you're basically going for the drone show, and maybe they'll do a few other things. Like you can't see the animals, but you can still see the shows. You can still go on some of the rides,
because the drones should not affect the animals if they've got them. Yeah,
in that area, because again, drones don't make any noise for the most part. I think there's a whirring sound with drones, but it's definitely not fireworks, of course. Right. Again, the environmental impact of drones is nothing in comparison to fireworks. But again, they used to have that light show in that lake where the kite show used to be and stuff like that too. I think people could sit there and they could do a small drone show over that lake, and I think that's where they could potentially do one. If they want, again, I feel like it may have to be an after hours event because you do have to wait until it's dark enough to do the drone show.
To do the drone show.
So I get it, maybe you'd have to wait, but it could be a special after hours event. And again, maybe you do special snacks with it, kind of like the Moonlight Magic hours. And at the after events, you have special snacks, you have special characters who come out, you have the drone show. Again, some of the rides will still be open. You just can't maybe see the animals and do
could
the
be
tracks.
another extra hours, things that they could do.
Yeah, and again, too, Animal Kingdom doesn't really have a lot going on at nighttime. And again, too, especially Pandora is so beautiful at night. It's a shame that a lot of people don't get to experience Pandora.
That's why I said that's why we stayed one night just to walk through Pandora.
And I feel like Pandora was almost made to entice people to stay in the parks later into when the park closes. But again, even then, that's the main draw at this point for Animal Kingdom in the evening. So I don't know, just an idea of my own opinion. So if Disney takes that, I would like to be compensated.
Right.
I'm available for my ideas.
You should patent that idea before they get it. Okay.
All right. So just a little bit more of Disney news. We're recording 2 episodes today, so I'm going to save some other news for our next episode. But the pass holder previews for Tiana's Bayou Adventure will be between June 13th and June 20th. It's not all those days in between, but a couple of those days. And June 28th is when Tiana's Bayou Adventure will officially be opening. It will be opening with a virtual queue, but Disney said they intend to do a standby super quick. So they're going to do the virtual queue first, but they said hopefully, I guess within the first few weeks, they will switch to the regular standby line for it. They also said this ride will be on the regular Lightning Lane Genie Plus, so it will not be pay per attraction. So you can just pay for the regular Lightning Lane and it will be added to that. I think that is kind of beneficial, if I'm being honest, because Magic Kingdom is the easiest and the hardest, I think, for Genie Plus. And the reason why is because when you go into Magic Kingdom, the top rides for Genie Plus, so again, not the 2 pay per attractions, so Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tron are their pay per attractions. So excluding these 2 rides, the top rides for Genie Plus is Peter Pan's Flight and the Jungle Cruise. If you do not get those 2 rides sometime in the morning, you're basically not going on them because you're going to get a pass for like 7 p.m. and then you have to wait 2 hours basically to book your next Genie Plus. So I would say I think it's great that this is actually going to be on the regular Genie Plus, because then it will kind of spread out people when they're booking that first Genie Plus. So if you want to do Tiana Tiana's Bayou Adventure, but let's say maybe you have kids and they don't care about Tiana's Bayou Adventure. They can't go on that yet because they're too small. Well, now maybe you can get your Genie Plus for Peter Pan's Flight or Jungle Cruise easier.
Right, because people
with
will
your
be
children.
on that. Right.
Yeah. So I think that's in a way better to kind of spread it out a bit, especially because, Magic Kingdom is definitely going to be, again, the easiest and yet the hardest at the same time for Genie Plus. So also for this as well, there is 2 new little gift stores that's going to be opening that will be themed to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Kind of what we expected, the same 2 gift stores that were there for Splash Mountain. Just rethemed. And also the beignets are coming back too.
I wish they were there when we were there. They took them away and then now they're bringing them back.
So yes, they were there before just for a quick festival that they were having. I think it was the Seoul Festival in February. But yeah, they're coming back for its grand opening. They did not say if it's going to be permanent, if they're going to be permanently staying. Everyone's hoping they will permanently stay. Again, I still think that festival booth with the soft opening to see if Disney could handle doing the beignets in Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom, right.
I'm hoping the answer was yes, and that once they do this grand opening, that again, they continue to have success with it and decide to bring the beignets permanently into Magic Kingdom. So that is my goal. Again, I wonder if they secretly love everyone taking Ubers to the French to the French Quarter to get their beignets.
Yes.
So who knows? Sassagoula will definitely.
We always made our little trek over there.
Yeah, they're lowering the amount of
Whenever
people
we had a car,
going over there to
there.
get beignets.
Yes.
But I think it would be great to have like a fresh beignet like that, a Mickey shaped beignet in the parks.
Especially that day we were looking for a snack. I was like, I would have went right there and got that.
Yeah, no, I love that. And that's going to have like the longest line.
Yes,
I
know.
It's like no more than Starbucks having the long line. The beignets are going to have a long line. All right, and our last little bit for the Disney news that transitions into our Disney birthdays is that there is the Donald Duck Popcorn Bucket. It was a new Munchling series, but it's also for Donald's 90th birthday this year. So Donald Duck and Della Duck will have their birthday on June 9th this year. So happy birthday to Donald Duck, 90 years. There is a whole line of merchandise just for Donald Duck too for his 90th birthday. And there is a huge celebration going on in Disneyland Tokyo for Donald Duck as well, like a huge special thing just for him. It is massive going on. I did not realize how big of Donald Duck fan the Japanese are for Donald Duck.
Yeah,
which is great to see.
Funny.
Love that. But yeah, but also here in the States as well, lots of stuff going on for Donald Duck. So happy birthday to him, 90 years, so exciting. So that's very exciting to see. And I actually love his popcorn bucket. It is so cute.
Yeah.
And I do like the Munchling series. I know a lot of people don't love the Munchling series because they miss the old, like the Wish series or whatever that series was called. So I did like that series too, but I do like the Munchlings too. I think it is very fun. All right, and that transitions into our final segment of today's podcast, which is our Disney memory. So do you have a memory for today's podcast?
I think my Disney memory was the first time Daddy and I ate at the Boathouse.
Yeah.
It was good for us because it was our one and only trip to Disney by ourselves. It was a weekend that we just had some points to go to. And we stayed at the Swan at the time because we were traveling with Marriott, and we had points for the hotel, the airfare, and we just said, let's go. And we just went and hung out. We went to the Animal Kingdom and did the things. And when we went to the Boathouse, it was the first time that, like I said, it was brand new. We sat out on that balcony. It was the perfect weather. We sat on a table with an umbrella right there on the edge of the water, and it was just absolutely perfect. And then the funny thing was at the end when we said, we have, annual pass in DVC, and they said, oh no, we're brand new. We don't take that yet. Yeah. Actually, I think we had Tables in Wonderland at the time.
Yeah.
At the time, anybody who remembers, there was a Tables in Wonderland thing that you could buy. You paid a certain amount, and they gave you, it belonged to the Tables in Wonderland, and it gave you a double discount on a lot of the restaurants. And when we were going with the 4 of us and going twice a year, it was definitely worth it to have the Tables in Wonderland. They suspended it during COVID and then never brought it back. But it was only on food. Oh, actually, it was on food and liquor.
Yeah, I remember that's why you got it.
That's why we got it, because it was on the food and the liquor. But they looked at us and said, oh no, we're brand new. We're not on it yet. I think they were going on it the following week. So it was a very pricey menu. Yes. But I remember just saying, you know what? Doesn't matter. It was a perfect dinner.
Oh, yeah,
so we enjoyed it.
No, that's good. I think my Disney memory is the last time I went on Splash Mountain, because I specifically went on Splash Mountain because I knew it was going to be closing.
I stood online with you.
I knew it was going to be closing for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Previous to that ride, I had not been on it in like years. For being honest, we were never big Splash Mountain people, mainly because I didn't want to get wet. Like, I just don't want to be walking around wet for the whole day. So I never went on Splash Mountain because I had no desire to get wet. Although if you sit in the back of the ride, you don't get really as wet as like the first row, if I'm being honest. So try to sit in the back if you're able to. You don't want to get wet, but you want to go on Tiana's Bayou Adventure. But I remember going on though, I remember there was a lot of delays, like on the ride itself. There was all these delays. You go down the big drop. So we went to the big drop. Again, I was in like the last row seat. I didn't get wet. I do have a vlog of this. But then there was this big backup to like, you know, kind of get off the ride, so to speak. And as you're slowly moving through the big backup, kind of like It's a Small World when you kind of get back to whatever, there's this little waterfall to the right.
Oh.
And suddenly when you're that log underneath that waterfall, everyone's getting wet. And you're there for like a minute, like a full minute, just like
getting
basically
wet.
under this waterfall.
That's why I don't go. Well, first of all, I don't like the drop. And second of all, I don't like getting wet.
I know, which was so funny because it's just like if you didn't get wet from the drop, you're getting wet from this
getting you
waterfall
no matter
waiting to
what.
get off the ride. So I'll never forget that all like me and the people in front of us scooting to the left side trying to not get soaked by this little waterfall, which is so funny, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming that little waterfall will stay because it's not changing really the structure of the ride.
Right, they just
changing
did the
decor.
theming, right.
So yeah, so I'm excited to go on and see though that waterfall is still going to exist. But yeah, but I do remember that, and it was fun, and I am looking forward to going on Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So all right, thanks for listening, everyone. Make sure you give us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or leave a comment down below if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on social media. Again, everything will be linked in the description below in that link tree, and we will have that dedicated Instagram post just for the Boathouse, so you can let us know how much you like the Boathouse, if you didn't like it, and also what you like to order. But thanks so much for listening, everyone, and we'll see